Good morning, guys. So, welcome to our logistics and manufacturing supply chain distribution subject. So, this is a ME code 22044. So, I'm Nishal, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering. So, we'll see the brief introduction, what is our syllabus and everything. Then we'll move on to the subjects, logistics. So, in this video, we'll see mostly about logistics. So this since it's the introduction class, we'll see more about logistics alone, right? So the course objective is to gain a comprehensive understanding of the fundamental concepts, principles, and theories underlying the supply chain management. Because when you see supply chain management is a overall layout of uh, the logistics, because logistics is a part of supply chain management. So the next is analyze various logistic strategies and practices employed in supply chain management to optimize resource utilization and minimize the cost. Then you will be examining the role of technology, innovation such as information systems, automation, how it enhance the supply chain visibility, agility, because these are needed for the sustainability of the markets, right? So these are the course objectives. Then we will look into the course outcomes. It is based on those five units. So first is the key drivers of supply chain management dynamics. So it's a basically introduction about logistics, supply chain, and logistic was a supply chain, and what are the types of logistics. It's quite small unit only. So the next is to demonstrate the proficiency in basics of procurement and manufacturing, followed by evaluation the functionality and principles of multimodal transport, then analyze the functions and forces affecting the distribution in global supply chain. That's a quite important one. Then if you see the fifth one, assess the recent trends and world trade, mostly about how our global supply chain is working about and what are the cases, and we'll have more case studies also in that, right? So these are the few reference books which I hope you guys could follow it up. So one is the supply chain logistic management, and another is supply chain SEMLO. So other references books are given here. Please go through your syllabus. So with that, we'll see then uh, outline. So outline is morely about introduction, logistics and customer service, supply chain management, procurement and outsourcing, inventory management, logistics delivery and fulfillment, technology, basically how information technology is used here over here, and how e-commerce is being affecting our global supply chain. So basically in this particular video, we're going to see about more about logistics, what is logistics, where it originated, and how it affects our supply chain systems. And mainly the importance of logistics also will be discussed over here. So we're going to see here. So it's a paradigm shift. So national economy is integrated to global economy, right? So because right now, whatever you work, you manufacture something, it has to be done on a global scale. Then only you can enter up into the market. Because whenever you see China's over here and United States, most of the products have been targeted all over the entire world. So India contributes over here at a very reasonable, marginable scale. Followed by that, if you see Germany, France, and UK is over there. So they are the main players of here. So customers are demanding value for their money. So that is why even the other countries are able to penetrate our markets over here. Competition and survival led to innovative logistics and management. Basically, we need more competitive. That is where benchmarking is an important aspect over here. E-commerce and e-business advancements are mainly the business paradigm shift. If you see Amazon, Flipkart, any other companies like that are based upon the e-commerce alone. Customer satisfaction through effective efficient logistics, because customer satisfaction is a key phase right now. Without them, there is no market for us also. So logistics is a source of core competency and a tool for developing competitive advantages. So if you target logistics, it's a background play, because logistics is not a front end play, it's a background play where a lot of financial and economical fitness comes into play also, right? So we have to see from the origin of logistics. So it is used by the Greek general Leon the Wise, Alexander the Great, in order to describe all the procedures for the army's procurement on the food, clothing, and ammunition. This was initiated. So during the World War II was a major motivation for logistics to increase recognition and emphasis following the clear importance of their contribution toward the Allied victory. So logistics played a background role over here for their victory also. So Army Logistic Branch is responsible for transportation, supply of food, cloth, and fuel, and ammunition. Because usually during these phases, the opponent side will be targeting mostly our supply chain of ammunition and food only. With that itself, they might win the war also. So this is the place of origin of logistics. So everyone asks, what is logistics? Is logistics and supply chain are the same? So if you see logistics, the movement of material, service, cash, and information in the supply chain, that is inside a supply chain, these phases alone contributes to logistics. So we are not supposed to say logistics and supply chain are the same. Logistics is part of the supply chain. So over here, you can see, as we said, Greek word logistikos. Latin, it is called as logisticus. So meaning the science of computing and calculating evolved from an army base. As we discussed the origin, so it is evolved from the army base. So Philip Kotler, planning, implementing, and controlling the physical flows of material and finished goods from point of origin to point of use. So when we talk about this, we can state that logistics plays a huge role because you need to plan, you need to implement that, and you need to have a control on that. So from the starting to the finished goods, you need to have the point of origin to the point of use to meet the customers need at a profit rate, because we cannot do it as an NGO over here. So at a profit, you have to consider all these things within a logistics. So American Council of Logistic Management states that the process of planning, implementing, and controlling the efficient, cost-effective flow and storage of raw material, in process inventory, finished goods, and related information from point of origin to point of consumption for the purpose of conforming conforming to the customer's requirement. That is, all these process again point towards us customers. So whatever the customer is requiring, that is a major case over here. So how my customers response is, so it is like a cyclic process as seen in the image. Inventory planning management goes to the supply, goes which is being transported warehouses and again transported to the customer, where his response is going to be taken into account to the inventory, supply, transportation, and warehousing. So logistics is mainly about planning, implementing, and controlling. So we need to know what are these three things contribute in an industrial wise. So we'll see more about that. So logistic management, we have seen logistics. So what is logistic management? It is effective and efficient management. So effective and efficient, it has to be much more powerful, to a punch, and efficient in a manner of financial also. So efficient and efficient management of the flow of goods, information, and other resources, including energy and people, between the point of origin and the point of consumption, in order to meet the requirements of the customer at the lowest cost possible. See here. So the financial thing which has to be effective, and the financial has to be efficient also, because that is how the management people talked about. Whatever takes, whatever parameters we consider, they take it in money alone. So flow of goods, information, other resources, energy, people, point of origin to the customer, everything has to be done in an effective and efficient manner at a lower cost possible, right? So that is the main motto of logistic management if you see it. So we cannot say that like logistics just where industries alone. Logistics everywhere. We have seen in Swiggy, Zomato's, and all. Even right now, we have seen a lot of medicinal applications have come. So you can just order up your, put up your prescription. You can order your medicines. They will be delivering to, right. So logistics is not limited to manufacturing organizations alone. Mostly, it is based to healthcare and food. Also, it's a major thing. So logistics is relevant to all types of organizations, governments, NGOs, service-related organizations such as schools, restaurants, hospitals, banks, retail outlets, etc. So the goal of the logistics is to meet again the customer requirements in a timely, cost-effectively manner. So as we discussed, Swiggy and Zomato, we have ordered, they will do it on a time. So right now they are giving you one options also, like when it is going to be delivered, at what time. That is called real-time applications. So logistics is applicable to all types of peoples. So before going into the more into logistics, we need to know what is the 5 myths of logistics everyone says about. Because logistic management tools cannot retain customers. That is a myth, right? So because without logistics, on time demand, if you're not going to bring it on time, and if you're not going to be on time to the market, you will lose the market, you lose the customer. So that's a myth, right? So there exists no solution to changing the logistical needs. It's absolutely wrong. Logistics is being uh, changed at a greater speed. If you take up IoT, Industry 4.0, it affects more in the logistics as of now. It is tough to track goods in low connected regions. So as we said, everyone knows about Industry 4.0. We are doing on real-time tracking also. Innovation should be highly transformative, and there is no scope for optimization. So these are the five myths of logistics, which everyone states that, but it is absolutely the other way around. Logistics is a one phase where it keeps on changing on a demand basis. So whenever a new tech comes, logistics also takes its part, and it keeps on changing over there, right? So let's get into the logistics. First, we need to know what is the scope of logistics. So it spans across the organization, from the management to the raw material through to the delivery of the final product. That is from the starting of the raw material to the final product. A total systems viewpoint is satisfy the needs of customers through the coordination of the materials and information flows that extend from the marketplace through the firm and its operation and beyond to the suppliers, right? So as you see from the diagram here, so from the supplier, I get my raw materials, that is called as procurement, which is done in a storage format in a warehousing. From there, whenever my operation needs that, I pick those materials and it is transferred to the operations. So operations is not a one single concept. So it is mainly made up of more manufacturing operations. So if you elaborate operations, there will be raw material, manufacturing, paintings. If you take automobiles, paintings, all those things comes in play. Then comes your distribution. So distribution is a place where you're going to store up at some place as a warehouse. Then whenever customers require, it is distributed from this place. So distributors from could be a huge distributor, retail distributors could be there. From there, it connects to the customer. This is the overall layout of the scope of the logistics, right? So when you see what is the functions of logistics, logistics is a process of movement of materials and goods, as we said in the last video. What is the major logistics functions is it order processing, that is procurement. Without order processing, there is no procurement at all, right? So once procurement is done, you need a inventory management. Once your inventory management is done, you have done a procurement, you need a warehousing. So warehousing, transportation, material handling and storage, logistical packaging, and information. So till logistical packing, all these information has to be passed around so that at any point of the phase, you can identify the product where it is available. So here is an example of different modules as we say discussed over there. So it has order management module, inventory, freight management, warehouse, transportation, manufacturing modules, analytic and reporting module. If you see the last one, that is the development of logistics from the previous to the current system, because analytics and reporting module was not available. Analytics is what is there, what you have ordered, what is the inventory, what you are shipping right now, what is being transportation, and what you are manufacturing. Everything comes into analytics, and it generates its own order management. What is inventory? Everything is updated in a real-time system. So this is the existing real-time modules of logistic management for a Industry 4.0 incorporated logistic management. So we have seen those modules, right? So how it moves? So from the raw material, it is temporarily moved to a warehouse storage over here. So that storage could be a container. If you see a lot of automobile companies, large containers are being shipped. That is because more number of parts are there. So that is being shifted over there. So then it is being shifted to the work centers. So work centers are over here where your temporary from the temporary storage your raw materials are taken in, and it is being processed, because whatever raw material comes, it has to be processed to a workable output. So this work centers considers more number of centers over there, because it is a huge system over there, where this finished products is again transported to a temporary storage. In this particular storage, it is being stored in a manner where it is easily possible to obtain them also. From there, it is shifted to a final storage and to the distribution center. This is a logistic movement within a facility alone. So logistics within a system alone is being shown over here. So what is the mission for this? So you have to know why this logistic movement is within a facility. All these things has to be done. So it has to have some mission, right? So that is what is given over here. So it has to be the right product, the right quantity has to be given, and it has to be sent to the right customer at the right cost. So when you are sending to the right customer and right cost, it has to have the right conditions again. So again, right place and right time. So all these things has to be kept exactly right, so that the product is not damaged, given at the right quantity at the right cost, not overly charged or lower charged. So the customer has to have at the right place at the right time, so that the customer is satisfied. Because whenever you order something in Amazon or Flipkart, you are satisfied by Amazon because it is right to the customer, right in condition, and at whatever time they are giving, and it is safe also, right? So logistic management system, it is an elaborated view over here. So as we said, like we have received a product in a raw material. So from there, your manufacturing is being started. So from the manufacturing phase, it is being transportation is occur where it is being sent to the warehouse. So from the warehouse, what happens over there? So in the warehouse system, it is being received, right? So received, either it is being checked up, it is being cross-docked, and it is directly sent to the shipping. So this is one path. The other path is it is being put away in a storing format. That is, it can be in alphabetical order, or it can be in a modulation format. So it is being put away, and it is stored in that format, so that it is easy for the picking and packing and again shipping. So whenever something manufactured, transported, the warehouse system, it is received, and either it checks out directly through cross docking, or it is being put away stored in a formatical one, so that it is easily picked and packed and again shipped. So logistic management system is one of the key phase, so that we can identify whatever product is available in the finished warehouse, and so that it is easily identified and shipped to the required customer. So this is the main important part of the logistic management system. So based on this, the importance of logistics is it increases profitability, reduces operational cost. How it increases profit? Because you are able to identify the manufactured product at a right time and send it to the customer without any delay. Reducing operation costs is do it right the first time, because when you do it right the first time, you don't have work in progress at all, even in the storing factor also. You have a better warehouse management, so that it is stored properly, it is not damaged, and it is kept in a safer environment. Seamless supply chain, so that you can attract the more customers in. So your customer has a better customer experience over here. You have an intelligent route planning, better risk management. Intelligent route planning is make sure that we have a sequential route planning, so that you are not transporting just one part over to a particular area. You are uh, bulking up, so that you transport all the products at a one single point of contact itself at the right time itself. You don't have to wait for the other products to come in. So better risk management is one of the key phase in logistics, as we seen over that. When the other logistics comes to play, risk is managed at a greater way over here. So these are the important things in an introduction which you need to know more about logistics. So we have, in this particular video alone, we have seen more about logistics alone. So in the further videos, we'll see what is supply chain, then logistic was a supply chain will be seen, right? So with this, we'll close up this video. Thank you.